Hello everyone. Today we will be learning how to make ultrasonic distance meter using Arduino Uno in Tinkercad. So let's get started. First you'll need to open Chrome and search for Tinkercad. Once you search for Tinkercad, click on the first link. Once the link is open, click on the create button and go for circuits. You'll get dashboard like this and the components set at the right side of our screen. So let's take Arduino Uno. And as I told you, we are going to make an ultrasonic distance meter. So we'll require ultrasonic sensor. So let's search for it and we'll place it over here. We can see over here that there are 4 types of pins for our sensor. So let's connect them according to their requirement. As we know, VCC is used for power. So let's take an 5-volt output from our Arduino and connect it to the VCC. Now we will also require ground. So let's take one ground wire and connect it to the ground. Now we will require trigger pin and also echo pin. So let's connect those pins to our digital pin of our Arduino. And also let's connect echo pin to one of the digital pins. Now let's color them. Let's color power wire as red color, ground wire as black, trigger wire as blue, and let echo wire be green. So we have completed with our connection of our component. Now let's move to the further part of our coding. Here we will be using simple block codes so that we can only get the output from our sensor. So we'll delete the by default code given by Tinkercad. Let's take some notations and get a title block. Here code for measuring distance. This notation block is only used for the coding and coders to understand what type of block this is. Now let's get an output block that is into serial monitor. Now let's place it over here. As you can see that here is written print to serial monitor hello world. It is a hello world output. So let's customize this with input from our sensor, that is read ultrasonic distance sensor on trigger pin. Now let's place it over here. As you can see that here it is written read ultrasonic distance sensor or trigger on trigger pin 0. It is by default set to 0. As you can see over here that trigger pin that is colored with blue is connected to pin number 9. So let's customize it to the number 9. And you can see echo pin same as trigger is set by default over here. You can see that echo pin that is colored with green color wire is connected to the pin number 4. So let's set it to the pin number 4. Here you can see that the distance what will be calculated by our sensor will be calculated in centimeter. Also you can set it to the inch. And with this you can get the every distance in the new line. So let it be as it is. After that you have to give a delay for our sensor so that it will give us a continuous values with a delay. So with the help of control, we'll give it a wait. As you can see over here, you can also customize it in seconds and milliseconds. Let it be second and we'll set it to the 0.5 second. So every 0.5 second, our sensor will give us a new value. So simply we have done with our coding part also. Now let's start the simulation. As you can see, our Arduino is turned on. For our understanding, we can also activate the serial monitor so that it will give us the continuous reading. So by default, nothing is placed over here. So it is giving us a value. Now let's click on our sensor so that it will turn on. As you can see, we have got one object in front of our sensor. If we change the distance of our object from our sensor, the number will vary according to the distance. Also in the serial monitor, you can see that we are getting a output serially. If the object is not in a range of our sensor, then it will give you value as 336 by default. So that you can say that nothing is in the range of our sensor. If the object comes in range of our sensor, then it will change its value according to the distance in front of the sensor. So simply we are done with our project called as ultrasonic distance meter using Arduino Uno. Thank you.